story about this dog named Kanga who they rescued, and it was an inspiring story until I saw the video description. And I should have read it more closely before I watched the video. And the description said she was going to get spayed and neutered. And if you get, if you get your dog spayed or neutered, that's one thing. But then the description went on to say that she was pregnant. And I'm sitting there going, okay, they're rescuing Kanga, but they're not rescuing her puppies. And what do those puppies do? And they said the reasoning was, well, she has a genetic defect, and those poor puppies are going to have a genetic defect as well. And I'm sitting there going, and you're telling me that there are people who wouldn't like to adopt those puppies, so you have to spay and neuter her and not give those puppies a chance? And if you start going down that slope, and many people have already done this, oh, okay, so we're with animals here. Well, when we start rescuing humans, like let's say a woman in prostitution, and hey, she's, pregnant, and hey, let's get her tubes tied so she won't go through this stuff again, and while we're at it, let's, abort her baby, because hey, she's not ready to handle this pregnancy. If you're going to be pro-life, you have to be pro-life all around the board. If you're going to be pro-rescue, you have to be pro-rescue all around the board. And some people say, well, what about the death penalty? The death penalty is actually pro-life because a life for a life. And if you murdered a person, not killed, that's a different discussion. Murdered a person, unfortunately, you're likely, and as I said, if you murdered, not killed, murdered, if you murdered a person, you're likely to murder again. And if you took one life, why should you deserve to live? And especially if you're remorseless, why should you deserve to live? And yet, speaking of the death penalty, as I said, we're applying it to these innocents, such as, puppies who, hey, just because their mom was rescued and, now they're going to have a genetic defect. And as I said, that was using the same slippery slope thing that justified getting all these abortions. And that's actually one of the arguments people make about abortions. Well, we don't want these babies to suffer because their mom suffered, or because these babies might have a thing like spina bifida, cerebral palsy. And, so if you're going to be pro-life, pro-rescue, save everyone and everything, you gotta be across the board.